Okay.
This is good times.
Jump forward a little more. Are we going to stay? Now we're going for the Zen. Okay, the robot, the Omnic.
You know what I like about this? I hope he's up there looking. If you're just up there kicking trash, get off the bath salts, kid. They're no good. You need to look out that window and see what we're facing. You want to climb so bad that you went on the internet and asked for help, but you won't look out the window? Oh, the pain! There's going to be someone on the right hiding, and they're going to gank you in the head, and then you're going to be like, oh, that push was ruined because of this guy. No, it's you not looking out the window.
Yeah, I'm ready for the 6-stack on top of gas station to just run the it's not going to happen because it's silver, but I'm ready for it. Right here. This is where we're ready, on top of the gas station, to have the whole brawl comp stacked.
Yeah.
But hey, not going to happen. It's silver. Why are we in the open without charged orbs? What are we doing? Right clicks?
That's
right
what's
clicks?
weird, right?
Right clicks? Right clicks? What do we... Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay.
You know what the explanation is, right? Bath salts! Jeez, these kids!
So the way this works, White Fang, is you're back here, and anytime you're going to peek into the open, anytime you're going to leave cover, you go, hey, I might as well have 5 orbs charged up. I might as well have a right click charged up to like 4 or 5 orbs, so that when I'm in the open, I can throw out this energy, this damage that I've pre-stored. I can be like, hey, I'm safe behind cover, let me pre-store some damage, let me peek out and throw that. Oh, I want to rotate with my tanks, fine. Now let me rotate over here. Great. And it can be a charge up 3, 4, 5 orbs over here, throw those orbs out, throw some left clicks, finish over here, charge up orbs again, and then when you're ready, peek again. But what we've seen here, this just hurts me to see. This just hurts me to see. Where we're like, oh, I'm here, I'm in the open, yeah. Oh no, let me throw a few left clicks. Oh, a right click, a right click.
Oh, you're standing so still, though. Oh God, that was so long. Were you nervous? I thought I was very nervous.
I was nervous. We were fighting a sniper for a long time in the open there.
Oh, I'm standing very still.
Where's our cover? Why do we still like the middle of the point?
Oh, we love it.
Okay.
His heal or priority seems to be nice. He's moving it well.
Yeah, no, I like healing up the Anna. I like transitioning it over to the aggressively positioned Sombra, Junkrat, whatever the case may be.
Yes.
I don't necessarily want that move. I know that's tempting. So that Junkrat has the orb right now, and I actually like that. So we have an Anna as our teammate, and currently we know that our orb is on our Junkrat, and we saw our Junkrat went into a pretty darn aggressive spot up here. So he's in a spot where he's actually, kind of, we won't say deep behind enemy lines, but he's taken an aggressive angle up here. He's in potentially the most danger. Our Reinhardt might seem like, oh, we want the orb here because they're missing health and they're fighting. The answer to that is actually no. It's a Reinhardt, it's still at a good 60% health, and any second now we can see that barrier is going to break, and our Anna can heal them. Our Anna is going to be a much better tank healer than we are. If we're paired with an Anna, we're looking to do less tank healing and more enable the aggressive Junkrat. Enable the Sombra that's behind the enemy line. If there's nowhere else to put the orb, absolutely, throw it on your tank. But if we have DPS that are in aggressive positions, like this Junkrat, that's going to be better than healing up this Reinhardt with our measly 30 health a second, which is not very much of Reinhardt's health pool, compared to a pretty significant percentage of our Junkrat or our Sombra's health pool. So wouldn't be the Sombra right now, would be the Junkrat, was on the Junkrat, and then we do something disappointing to me, which is we move it. So we don't always want to be chasing the missing health with that Harmony Orb.
I love what you said with that. Listen, that orb is all about those like overextending aggressive DPS. Like did you hear him walk through the prioritization, guys? That's what you need to get to the next level. You need to say, okay, this guy has low health, but I know that this dude over here is about to be a maniac. So I'm going to put it on him, and I know my Reinhardt will be cool for a little bit. He's got the Anna. Like, you got to have that thoughts with that. And sometimes an over-aggressive Junkrat with just a little bit of support can carry a whole game. Or lose it for you if you don't support him. You know what I mean? It could be the difference maker.
Right. We have a Junkrat angrily jumping at an Ashe here, and that might look silly, like he's using his own mind to go push the Ashe, but if he has that Harmony Orb, if he has that half-person pocket, this doesn't look quite so silly, and this is instead game-winning, or point-winning, where, okay, he beats the Ashe, and now we get to rain nades on you from behind. It's great.
That's right. That's right.
Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Definitely
Remember,
think.
while we're waiting. Oh, I'm sorry. Please
Go
continue.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, then I will take it. Hold on. Hold my salt lick, Barry. Okay. Hey, listen. A lot of Zenyatas might not know this. You want to use right. Oh, correct me if I'm wrong, though. You got the temporal. You just got the llama brain. So, listen. A lot of Zenyatas don't know that a full right-click charge over the time it takes, I believe it's 3.25, somewhere around there seconds, is actually less damage than if you were doing single shots. You get more DPS through that. But did you hear what he said way back at the beginning? When there are lanes of fire, meaning very predictable spots, people like their stupid faces. That's when you charge up, you peek, you let it go, and you I won the fight. Let's move forward. That's what the right clicks are for, not for like all the time. You want to be doing those main lanes, those giant pushes, and it's all about the surprise. Now in silver, this is a bit much to ask, but when you 5-orb, if you don't see a head right at the last second, you kick out of it so they don't see it coming. The 5-orb is all about a surprise headshot.
Yeah, I may take a little issue with that last part of consistently kicking out of it. Kicking out of it is a good way to maintain your surprise. So if you're like really on the, I don't think they know where we're coming from. I don't think they know where this damage is coming from. Like I'm hitting a sneaky little angle. That's one thing. On the other hand, let's pretend that we're here on defense and we're going, okay, I'm going to throw my 5-orb through there where they're going to come through. Okay, well, I could do that, and that's great. And if they happen to walk into it, that's amazing. But if they don't happen to walk into it and I don't see a head show up, I'm still going to throw out the 5-orb. And the reason for that is I still expect them to walk through here at some point, even if it's not like, aha, I caught you. Like, they know that we're up here. They know that we're shooting from here, that our buddies are shooting from here. They know that damage is going to come through this way, and they're going to push into it at some point. And we've invested this huge amount of time in charging this right click, and I still want to throw that right click, because if they walk through with the Rhine Shield, with an Orisa barrier, with people, whatever, I still want to throw that out. Even if they know that it's coming, I still want to get that out there, because I want that pressure on them. I don't want to just be like, aha, I kicked, because it's so often that you'll see a Zen go, I charged 4 orbs, there's nothing there, I kick, and then immediately someone walks through there. And it's like, okay, well, there's no reason that shouldn't have gone out still. Like, they already knew you were there. If you're on some sneaky dangerous, like, aha, I am Zen and I have snuck up behind you guys as the defender and gone like this, yeah, absolutely, cancel your right click. But if you're going for something that's more standard, I'm going to advise people not to just cancel constantly, because they will actually miss out on, well, people are still going to walk into those. Like, we have that. We do want to put that damage pressure out there, if that makes any sense.
Well, let me parrot it back so I understand with my llama brain here. What you are saying is, if you are in a cheeky position, say you're out of position, maybe you don't want them to see you, you have to get this kill, or that your whole team and they still have their heads out, but if you've done the 5-orb, then or your position is absolutely predictable, then don't worry kicking out. Just send them down. It will damage shield. It might damage person. You might not get the cheeky kill, but they knew you were there anyways, so go ahead and do it. Am I saying this right?
Yeah, you got it. Like, even though they know you're there, they're going to push out, or they're not going to push out. If they don't push out, you didn't miss anything, but the reality is, hey, you've occupied that with some space. It's the same reason that you'll see Zens go, for example, you sometimes will see a Zen here just spamming left click at that choke, because they're stopping people from walking into it, and that right click can help do that same exact thing, where, okay, you know this is here, I know this is here, I'm still going to make it high pressure for you to walk into. And if I was charging a right click, that's great. I'm trying to get the timing for when you're going to come through. If I got it wrong, I'm still going to throw it, because kicking it still wastes the entire situation. It still spends all that amount of time. The only thing that kick
it spends the ammo too. People don't realize that. If you kick out, you still lose that ammo. So he's right.
Right.
If they know where you are, no, that makes so much good sense. Temporal, good sense.
I try.
Yes, I like it. Hey, does anyone else on Temporal's Discord believe his power is derived from the scarf? I believe it's the scarf. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying I have never seen him without the scarf, so I believe there is powers in scarf. I don't understand correlation or causation, but I'm going with the scarf thing anyways.
You would not be the only one to believe it, and who am I to disagree with the scarf?
I
knew
it!
To disagree with the scarf?
Yes, I knew it. This makes so much sense now.
Does it though? I'm not even sure
not
I understand it.
No, not even a little, but I like it.
Okay, so we are very close for a Zenyatta right here. We are very close, and now we are transcendencing.
Oh.
So a couple things going on here. So here we are. I actually don't mind that we're charging right here because they're clearly not paying attention to us. But if that's the case, I'd be perfectly happy to charge here and then peek. I don't necessarily need to be working my way forward here. We've gotten aggressive. We're going to take our shot. We're immediately going to discord, which is good. But why are we popping this trance? Who in our team is in danger? Other than us, because we've put ourselves in danger.
He didn't even take any damage, though. He was just
know.
getting scared, right?
Right.
Like, is that true? Oh, wow.
Yeah, no. There's
Maybe a misclick. I mean, it's silver. Maybe you fell asleep from the meth and hit your head on something, and then you transed, and it woke you back up, and now you're with. Welcome back, White Fang. It's nice to have you with us again. After the trans, let's try to play Overwatch.
The only other possibility is that White Fang is going to make fools of both of us by using race car transcendence to go over here and say.
I was wondering if he was going to do that.
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. But that's the only other possibility.
Idea. I like it. Let's see. Come on, Fang. Show us.
He
does. Hey,
he does.
Go, Fang.
Well, I'm not really convinced that was necessary. And oh no, and Anna gave up on her run too. Oh no.
Oh, Anna. No, get out. It's time to leave.
Maybe. So if we
I meant that hallway. I didn't like that hallway. I like that he's peeling now to the right. This is I like.
Oh, I'm okay with this, but if I'm looking at this, I'm not really seeing anyone pay attention to him yet. If he's reading where the character models are and he's actually paying attention to the character models, no one's looking at him yet. So, like, he's happy to keep doing this until someone looks at him, as long as he's tight on this cover. He might pop over here to move the Harmony Orb around, because I don't think we have an Orb out right now. We don't have any Orbs out right now, and that makes me a very, very sad person that we have neither Harmony nor Discord Orb out. But if they're not paying attention to him, let's do some work. And shooting at the lamp is unlikely to draw attention.
Oh, I really like that idea that he shot the lamp for his team because he was not being paid attention to, and he stayed there to get that done. You are very right. I like this. It's almost like you've done this, for like a job.
It's almost like that, isn't it?
It's almost, yeah. Did you guys know? Yeah, that he was a coach, but the way he won it was through a cereal box. But he just ended up being very good anyways. It's a contest. It was thick. Came with a scarf.
Yeah, it was a cereal box. Not to be confused with the Cracker Jack box one. That was the other coach. That was the guy I was competing against.
Yes, the Cracker Jack. Oh, remember him? Yes, he was a tough Cracker Jack. Yes.
EMP activated.
Temporal, let me ask you something. Do you always have them submit a loss, or do you do wins as well?
No, I'm perfectly happy with wins because I'm simply in a place where I can see enough in a game that it really doesn't matter to me whether they win or lose the game, because I'm not interested in, what did you need to do to win this match? Even when people say, hey, I'm really curious what I could have done to win this match, I mostly go, yeah, I don't care what you could have done to win that match, because I really don't care about that match. I care about making you better at Overwatch, and I know enough things about how to make a Zenyatta better, how to make a McCree better, how to make a so-and-so better, that I don't need the, let me see why they lost and worked my way back from that. I think in the very beginning of Overwatch, people and coaches potentially needed that to help reinforce, let's study why this was a loss and what we could do to get better at it. If our Zen has garbage positioning and still wins, I still know that Zen's positioning was garbage. So even if they win the game, that doesn't stop me from going, I've seen enough of your gameplay to tell you that one of the things that is holding you back is you consistently position too far away from cover. And that even if it wasn't a difference maker in this game because you won, it will be a difference maker in many, many future games, if that makes a sense. What about you? Are you working on the loss principle? That's no judgment on my part if you are. It's just not my particular way at this point.
Oh, don't you worry. No. I really like where your head's at. But you know what I heard? I just wanted to translate for Tempo. He's so nice. I wanted to translate. What he said is, when I watch anyone's gameplay, including pros, they're so effing bad, I can't even help but make a list in my head of, what are you doing? So I don't want to translate his nice calm speech to that. but also, honestly, I ask for losses, and here's why. It's because I'm not very good at it. But no, there's another reason. Barry, 2 more salt licks, please. I'm gonna need them.
Drown your
Listen.
sorrow. Okay.
Yes, I'm gonna need an Uber. Yeah, give me a hot alpaca. Listen, all right, but what I'm saying with the losses is, do you notice that they play they play differently when they steamroll? And I'm a little worried that they're submitting games to impress me and the audience. And I'm like, why don't you just send me something where you know you can work on it? And I feel like those are different mistakes than when the steamroll happens. But I see your point. I mean, you must see such nuance in every character when having worked at that level for so long and having to do like literally for a job.
Yeah. Thanks for puffing up my ego. I appreciate that. But no. Seriously, yes,
Problem.
I do just see the mistakes to the point where my rule is, as long as neither team was absolutely spawn camping for half of the game, I'm gonna be able to find enough stuff that was wrong with your gameplay to make you better, and I can take it as a spawn. That's how I look at it. Yes, there is the situation where if you truly can't get out of spawn, or the other team truly can't get out of spawn for half the game, we may have trouble finding something for you to work on. But anything less than that, I think will be okay. I do get what you're saying about people going, they want to submit the game where they did well, so that the person will just say, oh, well, there's nothing wrong with this, and you really should be higher SR.
Yes, they're
doing the, I'm going to prove that Elo Hell exists. Goodness.
Every time.
I find I solved that very quickly, and I've perhaps preemptively cured that by going, yes, I see this game where you steamrolled the opponent. Would you like me to list out 12 mistakes in the first minute that you made? And you see where it goes. Where I think I might have had some people trying that in the beginning, and they very quickly realized, okay, well, maybe I do belong in gold, bronze, whatever.
Exactly. That's interesting. I like it.
Okay, get that Discord out. Make sure we prioritize getting that Discord out. Our poor Anna. Okay, you were trying. So, this is scary to me, because you're both just standing still and shooting at each other.
It's mental! Even in silver, that's mental. I hope there's never a war, because you kids are going to hop on the top of cars, stand still, and shoot at me. It's going to be horrible. The strategies you have are so not trying to live. Ever!
So the right answer here was go, there's an echo there. I'm going to scoot over here, charge up some right clicks, throw my right clicks, and then as the echo's retreating, maybe I'll throw left clicks at it because, it's not looking at me anymore, etc. But maybe we don't just stand here and throw in straight lines while standing.
Fascinating. Yeah.
Oh, the echo got better. What do we do? Discord? Discord. Thank you.
That really needs to be the first thing you do, brother.
It's huge. The Discord orb is absolutely huge. It's 25% more damage for everyone that is shooting at the target. And, think of how amazing that is. Mercy, with her right click, can give one person a 30% damage boost. You with your Discord, and that occupies her. She can't do anything else offensively while she's doing that. She can't also pull out her pistol and shoot people, and she can't also heal people while she's damage boosting. That's a full use of her time, mostly. She still looks around, she still does some scouting, some calls, etc. But that occupies most of her resource use to do that, and it is a valid use of time for Mercy. You have the ability as Zen to throw at a Discord orb, and it costs you nothing. It needs to be the first thing you do, because it's not just 30% for one person, it's 25% for any people, including you, that are shooting at that target. It's huge. It's way better than one more left click.
I don't like the backing straight up. If you've ever done any sort of martial arts, that is the worst idea in the world. And you can translate a lot of this to Overwatch. Backing straight up is a shitty idea no matter which way you slice it. Stop it. Cut an angle.
It's not great. It's not great. We could definitely have gone, hey, I'm going to drift over here. Maybe I'm going to
Right, look
drift,
at that
charging a right
giant tower.
click, throw this. Maybe I'm going to drift back, throw a right click. There was a lot more option here defensively.
No self-preservation is killing me.
Oh, we're using the tower. We're using the tower. Yeah, I was thinking we needed to move our Harmony Orb to that Junkrat ages ago. This Junkrat is traditionally consistently getting pretty aggressive for you, and he would really, really like that Harmony Orb. He could stay on these aggressive angles for longer if he'd had that. And moving it to him now would be good, but it really should have been on him ages ago. Yeah.
Hey, technical question for you, Temporal.
Shoot.
Does Zen no longer get additional damage? He only gets the 25% as well?
Does Zen no longer get additional damage?
Oh, I'm sorry. On his Discord
on the damage. No, my understanding, I know what you're talking about, where they changed the numbers at one point to make it work like that. I think we're in a place again. I think between all the buffs and nerfs that have happened on that, I've almost lost track. But I believe the place that we're currently at is, no, he gets the same scaling that everyone else does. And when they did this recent nerf from 30 to 25% on the Discord, they did not increase his damage to compensate. But I don't think it changed the breakpoints. I don't think it created a situation where, like, oh, now the 5 orb doesn't get the elimination anymore or anything like that.
Sure.
So I think we're still good.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, the Sombra. Enable her to be aggressive. It's much more of her health. Faster on that Discord orb, please. Why are we... No. What are we doing? Yeah. So... this was kind of our cover. We could have backed up here. That's definitely something that we need to be aware of. That's scary. That's definitely scary.
You shouldn't even get shot by her before being aware of that spot. That spot is just, I never want to be in line of sight at that spot as a Zenyatta. Doesn't matter if there's someone up there or not. There's going to be someone up there.
That's true. Okay, so what are we going to do here? We're going to trance. Not my favorite. I would definitely, like, if my Reinhardt was here, we could maybe hit that trans and be like screaming over comms, push, run them down, etc. But these guys are just gonna back away from that, and I don't really want to. I don't really just want a transcendence for cart distance. I don't want a transcendence to help my Reinhardt get closer. I want my Reinhardt to already be in here swinging. But okay, here we go. And our Discord was out, but our Harmony Orb wasn't.
Oh, stop going so deep. Yeah. You're going to want to back up a little bit. I'm scared for you.
You think. Scary.
Dynamite. Oh, dynamite. JJ Waka.
We know these people are here. These people just shot at us. Why are we not here? Why are we here? Why are we not here? Like, we just got shot back here by the Ash. Why?
Seriously?
Why are we here? Like, we knew we had our transcendence. All we had to do was finish our transcendence right here. We had our whole lane. They couldn't see us. We could orb people from here. We could charge up our right click, get cheeky ourselves, throw our right click at them from back here, and then go back up. Like, there's... oh, wow.
Wait. And you know what? I'm going to rant a little bit. Hear me out.
Uh-oh.
Imagine there was an ultimate. Oh, yeah, you better auto. 3 more salt licks, Barry. Listen, all right, so if there was an ultimate in the game that a person could go with your whole team and build a wall, and as you move forward, that wall was with you. Imagine that ultimate. It's called the frickin' payload. Use the wall! Why are you avoiding it? If it was an ultimate, you'd use it. It's a free payload. Use the wall, please.
The payload would solve this. That is very true. Oh, no. Really?
Yeah, we're taking the fight.
So we're standing still.
We're
standing still. We do have the supercharger, which at least gives us a little bit of a damage buff, but there's 2 of those guys. And yes, your team is shooting too, but you're deciding to shoot at this, and okay, you're not quite standing still. You're going forward, back, forward, back. This is not a strafe pattern that these guys care about. They're like, you're going forward and back. Well, that doesn't really change my sights on you. Moving left, pause, right, like that, like a more more this direction type strafe, that messes with them a little. Forward and back, when they're in front of you like this, does basically nothing to them for your strafe pattern. Again, we'd like to be charging right clicks, throw them from here, throw them, use our cover so that if they hit us once, it's an immediate thing. It's not an immediate thing here. But if we are going to fight them in the open, let's at least, have some sort of strafe pattern, not just stand still or this isn't even the cousin of standing still. This is the twin brother of standing still. This is the twin brother.
I like that. That's funny.
My ultimate is charged.
Yeah. But peek a little close. Hey, Tempo, let me ask you something.
Sure.
Do you notice this as well? Okay, I think the lower the elo, the more willing they are to be away from natural cover. But it's also like even the natural cover spots, it's funny, like when you see diamonds, they're barely peeking that, right? But then you get down here and they'll just sit down. Now, let me ask you something. Do you think silvers are just lazy? Like they're just like, ugh, I can't be bothered? Or do they just know no?
No, I think positioning is something that doesn't get explained well. When people are like, oh, you need to get better and your positioning just isn't good, I find most of the time when they get told that, even if they're going to somewhere like a Reddit to try to get help, when people offer those comments, people don't know what positioning means. Just like they don't know what high ground means. They're like, oh, I'm supposed to use the high ground. And they get on top of gas station in Route 66 and Reinhardt can't do anything from up there. So he goes, well, I guess I'll drop. And it's like, well hold on. No one actually explained to them what the high ground does. So they hear like you
they
need
just
better
know to
positioning.
go to the high ground.
Right. So when they hear you need better positioning, they're like, well, where is good positioning? And it's like, oh, hold on, that's not how that works. Like good positioning is relevant to where is the fight happening, what are you playing against, etc.
Yes, it's all relative. That's why it's so difficult to explain.
Right, and in this case, we're looking at a team that is playing with long poke sight lines. They have themselves an Ashe and a Soldier, so our positioning is very much going to be about cover. Our positioning is very much going to be about where do we have cover. If we were playing against a team that was super dive heavy, like they were running Monkey and Sombra and Ball and Tracer against us, our positioning, we'd still be aware of our cover, but we'd be much more interested in, well, where am I relative to my teammates? Can my teammates protect me if a bunch of people jump on me?
Right, exactly.
I don't need that when I'm playing into a Soldier and an Ashe. I just need to be able to go behind cover. I think that's what's going on. This is a problem. We threw out the orb, which is good here, but we opened this angle way more than we needed to fight this. We've chosen not to discord this, and if we've chosen not to discord this because we think our discord orb is doing more good on that Ashe because we have friends shooting at the Ashe, that's fine with me, but I don't think that's what's going on. I think we just forgot to move our discord orb, because I can see that Orisa is shooting with White Fang at this BAP, and if you have at least one teammate shooting with you, it's probably worth discording, right? Like if you were going, no, super advanced strats, I'm keeping the discord on Ashe because my Monkey and my Tracer are on Ashe and I don't need the discord. I'd rather it give them value. I'd be like, yes, brilliant, well done. That's not what's going on here. That's not what's going on here. We just forgot to move the discord. And now we're having to walk through this without our wall hacks. If we had our discord on that BAP, we'd know if this BAP was going to peek us with our measly 81 health. We'd be able to see through the wall if BAP was standing right here and was going to re-peek us, and we'd be able to see.
I like that. You use it as a recon.
Absolutely. We'd be able to see.
That is so smart.
That BAP is looking this way, and even though we only have 81 health, it's actually, at least from the concern about BAP, safe to rotate up to Cart or to rotate up to Orisa right now, which if this BAP wasn't here, that would not be the case. If this BAP is still right here, we can't do that. He's just going to shoot us as we walk, and we've just sacrificed our life. So we definitely needed that.
That is good. Yeah, no. We saw him drop down now, at least. Which is weird. Their BAP dropped down. I don't know why he would do that.
You'd think he'd like high ground. You'd think between his Exa boost, his grenades that arc downwards, no transcendence.
Honestly, it's not terrible for silver at all.
No, it's fine.
Like, relative to the rank, you're doing okay, brother.
Do we hear the thing behind us?
Right? I seriously tell people, I'm like, you must not have speakers. Turn them up. I mean, it's an audio-based game. My God.
I find that happens more with console reviews because I think console
So
players
true.
tend to just, not have the headsets, the speakers, whatever that have directional sound
Exactly.
enabled.
Oh, I see that too a lot.
Can we not be here though? Like this still is not a thing. Like
You gotta be near natural cover, which we are now calling 800. Be near your 800 SR.
be near your 800 SR. There you go. Okay, you popped the trans. You popped that trans mostly as a result of your bad cover, but you're pretending that
It's working. That's a thing. Okay. Yeah. Oh no. Oh hey.
Don't pick the window. Don't pick the window without roll charge. Please don't do this.
He doesn't only peek it. He slides by. Dude's doing a wedding dance. It's not the electric slide time, bro.
Here we are. That's a soldier. We're charging a right click. That's a soldier. We just left cover. Just go right back behind our cover. We literally just left it. Just go right back behind your cover. Instead, this is not better than throwing left clicks. This is not better than... Okay.
Right.
What? Looking away from the soldier doesn't make him not exist. Are you a toddler?
Are you
not
sure?
Do you not have
Do you not have
object
object permanence? Oh, we both made the same joke.
We did.
Permanent,
We did.
2 hooks up. What a day.
Okay. So we've got an overtime game here. They're going to be going for some extra rounds, and it looks like we've got ourselves a bit of a long one. Things that are jumping out at me so far are definitely going to be that we've got positioning nightmares, and they're nightmares because they're going to give me nightmares, where we spend way too much time out in the open, and that's going to be a concern. That's definitely going to be a concern that we don't know where our cover is. It's forcing our trans usage. It's getting us into situations where we could very easily get eliminated, and sometimes are. And then I'd say that we've got some issues where we just don't have a real understanding of how to use right click versus left click. And then we've also got our Discord orb out is just too slow to go out. So there's more things we could talk about than those. Those might not make the final cut of what I want to talk about at the end. But at this little mid-game break, those are the things that I'm picking up on as potential focuses. Do you have anything, Llama, that you're picking up on that I maybe didn't mention that you want to call out, or do you think that's a good list?
No, it's a great list. I've got one observation of the low elo. Listen, this is like do you mind holding it for one moment? Because I want to see this advance. Yes. So what I think, hold on, I just lost my thought. It was too funny. What I was worried. Oh, this is what it. Okay. This is what I'm seeing in your play. And Temporo mentioned it a little bit in passing, but this is very common in the lower elos. You are making a decision, like when you were by that payload, to right-click that soldier, and even though the decision went poorly, you were unwilling to give it up. So mid-decision, you see people in the higher ranks just abandon and say, oh, that didn't work. And in the lower elos, it's almost like an ego or like, well, I've already made the decision, when you had perfectly good time to just cancel that idea. And you've done it a number of times. You've made a bad decision and just stuck with it when you could have gotten out. Thank you. That is what I wanted to bring up, yes.
No problem.
Oh, is that a Bastion? Is that what we hear?
Yeah, that's a Bastion.
Oh, I like a Zen on a Bastion, though. You can 5-orb that little dork.
I mean, I do, but I just hate that we're challenging this Ashe. Like, we've seen this Ashe so directly. We're here. That's very clearly an Ashe over there. That's still very clearly an Ashe over there. That's still very clearly an Ashe over there. And now we're backing up. Like, were we going to the cart to use the cart as cover against the Ashe? Okay, I can get behind that. Or were we going to left? So, like,
it's not a consideration.
Of going
They're not
here.
taking cover at all. It's weird.
Right, like go here, charge your 5-orb, and then throw it at the Ashe, or go here and charge your 5-orb and throw it at the Ashe. Instead, we're like, I'm thinking about the card. No, I'm gonna back out here, and it's like, that's not a thing. No. Ashe is a sniper. She's better than you at this. You have to take advantage.
That's not a thing.
You have to take advantage of your charged right clicks if you're gonna fight snipers in their home turf. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
So still for that 5-orb.
Yeah.
At least there's a little bit of left and right movement here.
Yeah.
Close the angle, close the angle.
Yep.
Okay, you throw the Harmony Orb on your Anna who wanted to be in front of the
unlucky,
tanks.
unlucky. That's too bad.
Of course she did.
Oh, but now it's time to think about getting a little back, find some cover. Oh, where's that Bastion? Where is he? Where is
No,
he?
no, no, the orb, it was on the Junkrat. The Junkrat was going aggressive. I know your Anna's eliminated. I know your Anna's eliminated, but your Junkrat will use it, I promise. Okay, that's okay.
Guess they haven't had enough.
Why do we feel the need to be here?
60 seconds. I'll be right there.
This still is not where we want to be. I'm in pain, but okay.
You have a shield tank and you avoid it like the plague. This is why people don't want a shield tank for you people.
See, I don't.
Don't play the window! Get out of the way!
I don't need him to use the shield tank. Like, the shield tank, in my mind, is good for transitioning between covers, and that's it. I don't want that to be a permanent resting place. I just want
It's
him
a
to use
fair
the
point.
regular cover. Like, shield
Any
tanks...
cover! You know what? Just get a bed cover. I don't care if you're just cuddling with it. Just find some cover.
Hide behind your sheet, yes.
Yes! It's killing us.
Okay. Don't do it. Don't trans. Don't trans. Now you can trans if you have to. Why are you here? Why? Okay. So here we are. We've decided that this is final fight. This is final fight. We're going to orb our Sombra. We're going to advance. I don't mind if we advance, but we should be advancing to a new set of cover. So if we were here, we should be going, now I'm going to advance to here. This is my new set of cover. Maybe now I'm going to advance to here. I don't want to be here, but maybe I'm going to advance to here or here. Okay, so that's what we want to do. Instead we go here. We don't go, hey, the cart's our new cover, which could be cool. We keep pushing in, which I'm not so much a fan of. We've decided that we need to touch the cart, which is weird, and we definitely don't need to touch the cart. We can let other people do that. Here we are. Congratulations, overtime is now active. We definitely don't need to be anchored to this cart, but let's at least keep this cart between us and the Bob. That'll work. What? Why would we fight this? Why would we fight this? And now we've activated our Transcendence because we're scared of the Bob and the tire, but we don't know where the tire is. The Bob doesn't have to have a sight line on us or anyone else if we just use the cart, and we've activated Transcendence while our Discord Orb isn't out. We have to win this fight. There is no second chance, and our Discord Orb isn't out. We don't have the ability to move it when we have our Transcendence going, and it would have been very, very easy to Discord Orb that Zarya. Discord Orb that, what is that, Ashe over there? Discord Orb that Ashe, or to even Discord Orb the Bob. Any of those would have been better than what we did. Instead, we've done this, which is yay, we're enabling our Reinhardt to swing at, and it wasn't even your tire. See, I'm thinking you're reacting to the tire, but it was your tire. You Transcendence
That's
for
what
Bob.
I thought too. I thought he was transing for an enemy tire, and I'm like, do I even want to talk? Silver, nah, it's fine. It's his tire. So you trans when your team was at full health. After the Bob came out, you said hello to Bob. You spanked him a little, gave him a poo poo, and then you trans when no one took damage. That was insane. I like that you were min-maxing. You were holding that trans, and then did you hear Temporal? He said, oh, there's the Bob. Now you can trans. Now you've got the reason, a problem to solve. But that problem wasn't a problem. Look, Ryan was right there. He put his shield up. You could have min-maxed more, held on to it. Let's see what happens. But now we don't have it. No more.
Yell swing at your Rhyme, please.
Please, Ryan.
Okay, we've discorded the Mercy.
With the universe.
We could have a right click charged. Not sure why we're charging a right click here. I know.
Yeah,
I've been
he's
harping
doing
on
that
right
way
clicks,
too much.
but-
Instead of just doing the right,
left
alternate. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, all good. It's hard. It's hard with hooves because you're like, left click, right click, left side of the mouse.
Have you
right side of
ever
the mouse.
tried
I
it with
get it.
split, like I've got hay, salt lick, Barry, like they split hooves? Have you ever? I mean, it's troublesome. Is what I'm saying.
There's definitely a new gaming mouse market there. There's definitely a new design paradigm available.
Yes, for the hooved.
Okay. So yeah, there was definitely more ability uptime-wise to be sending out left clicks. You can aim those a little more precisely. You get to recalculate with every orb. That would have been preferable on that Lucio that was jumping around. And now we get to be the Lucio that jumps around. Okay, we go for some speed amp here. We hit something resembling wall riding. Speed! Why? Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Your team just used a very powerful ult. Your instinct, whenever your team uses a very powerful ult, should be to go to speed. Because your team is going to be trying to push in and get value during that ult. Now, the truth is, they get it without your speed here, and they get it quite easily, but that needs to be instant. This is what Llama and I were talking about earlier, where it's this stuff needs to just sort of be on your autopilot so you do it right. And every once in a while, you overrule your autopilot, but you build your autopilot correctly.
Yep. That's true. You build it on statistics. What is the best choice most of the time? From there, you modify. It's not rocket science. Ryan, come back a little bit. No? Okay, you be up there for you. Okay.
Heal amp is not that good, but okay.
Now, when you say that, Temporal, what is it that you mean? Like, Anna should have healed them up, and what would we have done? Like, what do you see there? Because I don't see it.
Sure, no problem. So here we are, and this is after we've used our amp. So here we are before we've used our amp. So
Yes.
here we are. When we actually popped this amp, these guys really hadn't taken damage yet. You'll notice Junkrat's
They didn't even
out.
take the dynamite yet, did they?
Dynamite,
He amped before, right?
He amped before, but even if that wasn't the case, you have to think about it like this. Amp does regular heal from Lucio is something like 14, 16 health per second, something along those lines for other people, and amp triples it. Okay, so let's say it's doing 60 health per second or 66 health per second, something in that realm when we amp. Let's pretend it's that good. Does 66 health per second sound like a lot of healing to you in a game where Mercy does 50 health per second?
So it's kind of weak.
It's kind of weak, right? Like, it's the sort of thing where Mercy can't out-heal serious damage. Anna and Bap and Moira can try to out-heal serious damage, but Mercy can't, and we'll consider a Mercy beam the most comparable thing to amp on a single target. Yes, groups are different, but on a single target. So, like, considering the amount of incoming damage in this game versus how much amp heals for, or regular Luciora heals for, it's almost never the right answer to try to heal someone through a situation. The right answer is almost always going to be, if you're taking too much damage, I'm going to pop Speed Aura and I'm going to pop Amp to help pull you out of danger so that you can get covered. Because I can't heal you. I can't heal you enough. I just can't do it as Lucio. I'll heal you between battles. Between battles, I'll heal you up because, hey, it's something. I'll do it and it's how I get ult charge. But in battle, I'll heal myself with my aura a little bit. I'll heal if we're just in like this soft poke phase where we're poking at each other, etc. But if I actually think my team is in enough danger to warrant me using Amp, well, tripling the heals, that's not the play. I need to actually pull them out. Now, it's a little tougher in Silver because
okay, thank you for touching on this. I was just going to ask, please continue. I like to interrupt to tell you continue. Okay.
There we go. It's a little tougher in Silver because you can pop Speed Amp to help pull them out, but the problem is, no, we're fine. Orisa, you're 30% health. No, we're fine. Orisa, please. So, like, you have to decide, okay, well, the right answer might be to speed amp them out. So now I'll just have to use Lucio's kit wrong because it's better than nothing to amp heal them. And sometimes you might have to make the decision and do that. But if they're using your kit wrong, the reality is you probably need to get on a different healer. Now, I'm not saying that in this situation because the reason that White Fang is on Lucio right now is because we're in overtime. White Fang is not on Lucio because, this is great, etc. But if you have people who are going, no, we need Lucio for the healing, or just sitting there and not using your speed, they're not letting themselves be pulled out, they're not closing when you do stuff. If you can't find ways to sync with them, if you can't go, hey, they're backing up, and now that I see that they're backing up, I'll pop amp and pull them out. Like, you don't pop amp and go, now they should pull out. You can do it if you do it on comms, but most of the time, if you're playing Lucio, you're going to have to read what your team is already doing. And if they just refuse to back out, you can't really speed amp, you have to heal amp them. But this is way earlier than we do it.
All right. So let me parrot this back so I understand in the biped language you use. Okay, check this out. This is what you're saying. You're saying, okay, they get hit with the dynamite. I haven't hit amp up yet, and I want to see if that Orisa starts backing up. I'm speed boosting her battle cattle ass out of there. But if she moves forward, I say, oh, whatever. Let me use my heal. Now, I've also watched your other Lucio videos. That's right, I'm a temporal fan.
Sure.
So I watched the other Lucio videos, and you say this, and I think it's a good, not a hard and fast rule like anything, but I think it's a good measurement. If your team is not using the speed to win, you might be on the wrong hero. Is that true? Is this a reasonable takeaway?
It's a reasonable takeaway because the other option that you have as Lucio is to play Lucio as a heavy deep dive backliner, the Reddit Lucio yourself, and put a lot of pressure there. But the problem that you run into is in order to make this work, your mechanics as Lucio are going to have to be pretty darn good. So yeah, if you were trying to hard carry a game as Lucio, you could go do it like that, and that's also what you could do when your teammates aren't working it. So it's like, yes, you can one-trick any hero, and if you were trying to one-trick Lucio out of silver, bronze, whatever, this is how you do it. But you'd probably have to get your mechanics to like a plat level before this would work. So it's sort of like you're going to have to do a lot of work to get it to a point at which it works, and it would be easier in many situations to just go, you know what, I'm going to play
Just
Zed.
do your job.
Yeah,
all right. Oh, that makes a lot. Thank you for that. Hey, guys, you know what I want everyone to see real quick? You can learn from anybody. Do you know that? Like when I come in here, it has nothing about who knows more. This guy knows more. And I'm going to learn as much as I can, because when you have ego, you don't learn. When you have ego, you don't climb. When you're inquisitive and really sincere and want to learn, you're going to get better. And everybody around you, even the dumbest bolt of a tree, probably has a trick up his sleeve that you might learn from. So what I'm saying is, this is how you grow as a person and as a gamer. It's not rocket science. It's all the same formula. So stuck at that buttercup. Stop being a method. Leave the bass salts alone, kids. Okay, I'm good now. Thank you.
Sounds good. Whereas this is good heal aura use that we have right here. Where nothing's really happening, might as well be on heal aura. This is just passive poke phase. Nothing's really happening yet. Let's get our gentle healing. And now we're thinking about going to speed. And now we're probably going to want to be on speed because we want to be able to allow our team. Now the speed is more valuable for allowing our team to push this Reaper, to pull back from this Diva. Whatever they want to do, the speed is almost certainly going to be more useful for than the healing. And note, I'm saying that even though they're on fire. They weren't on fire before, and I was like, heals. Now they're on fire, and I'm saying speed is better. The world is weird, I know.
I like that.
And if we want to do a tick of amp healing because they were all on fire and then use the second 2 ticks for speed, sure. I really don't like that move.
Hey, Temporal, how many ticks is amp? Like when I hear you speak, I realize how much sometimes I don't know. How many ticks is amp?
Oh, I'm considering it 3 ticks. Each tick is a second, and I'm considering it 3 ticks because we calculate healing in healing per second. So I'm thinking of it like that.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, excellent. Okay, I like that.
Initiating.
Okay, so that was a pretty good push for an overtime round. On the other hand, they have a fair amount of time as well. And now we're on the bath. Okay, so we get to see a full flex support roster. Well, a full-ish flex support roster plus Lucio in this game.
A good BAP is so strong right now, right? It's nice. It's a fun character, too.
It is
a good time.
I think this was a well-designed hero in terms of it's a support, and it's hard to mix it up for this is purely a healer. That doesn't stop people from doing it, but it's hard to mix it up for this is purely a healer.
It is really, yeah. You know, it's almost as balanced as when Brig came out. Just such a, oh, forget it. Jeez. Jeff Kaplan, what are you doing? Okay. I don't love that you're on top of this. There's no reason to be advertising that you're an easy target to someone flanking that little yellow building. It's kind of silly, you know? Is there a reason to be up here that you think temporal?
Yeah, so I think the reason that they're going to be up here is it does a little bit for them in terms of, remember, BAP's nades arc downwards, so the right clicks
Sure.
arc downwards, so we have that going on, so high ground does make playing the hero a little easier in that sense. It also, being above and behind your team, makes it really easy. It makes it much smaller crosshair adjustments to swap between doing damage and healing and to get your acceptable weaves off. You want to be above and behind your team to make the smallest distance from your screen's perspective between your opponents and the front line that you're healing. And then the final benefit that they get from a little bit of elevation is, hey, if a Tracer or a Sombra or whatever just shows up here and starts shooting at them, it's not much, but it's a little extra distance, right? Like if the Sombra is here or whatever and shooting at them, it's like, well, I had a little bit extra distance on you. It's a little harder for you to bother me. Or like if a Reinhardt were to get here, I can't swing at him. I can't swing at him. You know, things like that. Or the Winston has to use their leap to more seriously bother you. It's not like this is amazing high ground, but even a little bit of high ground can make a difference in these situations.
I really like this because I've always been preaching high ground to live. I have never even quantified the idea that it makes the game, the natural mechanics of the game easier, and it can be worth not being on the ground like this. Like, I would be very upset at this. That is very smart. It's got some technical buffs to you if you're just a little bit up and you can see better the health of your team as well. Okay, all right. I like this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You can generally think of high ground as like high grounds are like a damage buff. It's like, hey, like even if you just think of it like this, like you're gonna accidentally hit more headshots from up here than you are. Oh, we're steering is hard. Than you are from here.
Just math. Is that just mathematically because of the angle?
It's just the surface area, right? The surface area of their head is relatively larger from here. But even without that, you have what we talked about here, which is for BAP specifically, it's very easy. It's much easier to pivot between your two types of shots from a little bit of high ground, which we now give up.
Of course.
They're fine. Pre-reload. Okay. Okay, so I don't like this because the fight is clearly not happening. This is a poke phase, and this is a very passive poke phase. This isn't like a serious where this fight has actually started, but we've now brought ourselves down to 4 ammo. So now if the fight aggressively starts, we're at 4 ammo, and I would have preferred us to invest during this previous stage, maybe when we were at 7 ammo, maybe when we were at 6 ammo, in a reload. Because now if the fight starts for real, we're going to have some downtime that we really don't like, that we could have avoided. Like, pre-healing has some value, and by pre-healing I mean, hey, there's very gentle light damage that was coming in this poke phase. No one's in any real serious danger. But if we don't want to pre-heal so much that it puts us in a situation where now we are very likely very early in the fight to have to hit a real reload. At that point, the pre-healing's value actually becomes a negative against us. Whereas if we do our reloads at like 7 ammo, 6 ammo, something along those lines, then we're in a place where we got some value out of the pre-healing, but even if the fight starts, early, we're still going to have a good 6 shots left in our clip to work with. By the same token, if we were reloading every shot, 9-10, 9-10, 9-10, that wouldn't be any good either, because it would be almost certain that we'd end up in a situation where we shouldn't have bothered to pre-heal, or we shouldn't have bothered to reload, because there's a 50% chance, roughly, that they're going to catch us when we're reloading, which is a disadvantage. I know that got a little technical with the pre-healing, but this is something that we want to be aware of, that this fight hasn't really begun yet, and we're pretty heavily invested. That's a lot of right clicks in a row. So if we look here, we're trying for the Junkrat, we're missing, I get that. So we have a delay between right clicks. We shoot a right click here, and there's a minimum pause between shots. We simply can't get another right click out of this weapon first. It won't shoot faster than that. It won't shoot right clicks faster than this. So we need to fill time, or we need to twiddle our thumbs and wait. And the key to playing VAP is not to twiddle your thumbs and wait. It's to go, I have mandatory delay between my shots, so I need to fill this delay between my right click shots with left click shots. I need to pivot over and shoot 1 burst, 2 bursts at this soldier, and then I flip back and right-click my Rhine again. That's what we need to be doing right now. That is exactly what we need to be trying to do right now. And if we don't do it perfectly, that's fine. But that was 4 right-clicks in a row, and then your lamp, and then a 5th right-click into a purple Rhine that you know you can't heal 100%.
Can I add something in?
Sure.
I don't want people to walk away from that and think, oh, I'm not. Well, Temporal said I should be dead. Yeah, but did you hear how he said to do it? He said heal. And now remember, they elongated the space between healing nades. They made it more impactful, but they're slower. So he's right. You hit, and then you look up. You just put some burst damage in. It's not your job to kill the soldier after you hit him for a little, put a little, and then get back to your healing. Right? If there's no healing, you keep shooting. Like that. That's the clutch part. Is like don't hype. Why do they always tunnel? If you guys can stop the human tunneling, you'll do much better. Is what I'm saying.
That's true. That's true. It's very easy for bat players to fall into what we saw here, which was 7 heal nades in a row. But it's just as easy for them to fall into 5 burst shots in a row and forget that they were supposed to be using those burst shots between the healing nades. That's how his weapon is designed. Where it's like Jeff Kaplan intentionally put in there. Okay, maybe not him, but the team specifically put in there this delay between your right clicks so that you have to move in left clicks. And if you don't, that's bad. But if you're going, I'm just left, well, don't forget these are supposed to fill the time between our right clicks, between our heals.
Yes.
Okay, so above and behind our team. What does above and behind our team look like? Well, in this situation, we might be a little uncomfortable above and behind our team, but above and behind our team usually would look like this. Here, we might have to go, okay, I can't go above and behind my team because there's too much hit scan on the other team that has too direct of a line of sight on me, so I'm just going to have to play behind my team. Now, I could play behind my team with cover. That would be a thing that I'd like. I've got hard cover. I've also got this Orisa barrier, so I can heal my Orisa. I have the Orisa barrier while my angle's open. If the Orisa barrier breaks and they look at me, no problem.
Tempora, I want him. Tell me if I'm wrong, but upper right, this is like one of the only times you can actually, up there, it gives you such good line of sight on your team while blocking you off from the enemy team. Even though you're not behind them, it achieves that same goal, but only right here. I really like this.
So I would like this more if I was on, say, an Ana, and I magically ended up here, because I'd be like, yep, I'm going to heal my team, etc., etc. Let me step over here to throw a nade. Let me step over here to take an offensive shot or two. Then let me go back like this, or let me open the angle to do that. I would like this if I was on someone like an Ana. That really does need to weave. I'm leaving like half
I'm not weaving in my shots if I'm up there. I'm just heal botting. Oh,
here,
Temporal! You're so right.
Exactly. So it's the sort of thing where it's like I can't make this work. If I was Zen, I could be like throw my Harmony Orb, charge my right click, peek over here, etc. Like I could do that. I can't do that on BAP. I have to be able to swing between the two things, and this is actually kind of hard. So our first choice is above and behind our team. Doesn't work because their double hit scan is just too scary and we don't have anything protecting us. Next best choice is behind my team, because it's still an easy adjustment, or an easier adjustment, and even easier as they get closer, to flip between my Orisa and the red blob up there that I want to shoot at.
Excellent. Okay, very nice. Thank you. I like that.
How about a little extra healing?
Okay. Oh, this is gonna hurt. We're just relying on the opponents to miss, and I'm not sure why. So
we do have an immortality field, and you didn't peel the same direction as your team, which is hard at times, but you should really try to peel that same way. You split up.
They did split up. I'm not the biggest fan of their splitting up there, but the other thing is, why leave here at all? Like, clearly our team is going to try to make a stop on this cart. Orisa is going to try to stop this cart, even if it's just with a meter left, or Sombra is going to try to stop this cart. Your team has too many people here for them to not try to make some sort of stop. And when they make that stop, this is the right position to be able to heal and damage, right? We know there will be enemies and a friendly on the cart. We know that within the next second or so, that situation will be true. So this is a perfectly fine place to be. We don't have to transition over to here. We don't need to go here. This is just fine. So why walk through the open and get ourselves in danger? That's just silly. Why would we do this? Like even if we didn't know that the window was gonna come up, yeah. Oh well.
It's not my time.
60 seconds
Over here.
remaining.
My ultimate's almost ready. Reach edge burst activated.
Okay. Let's be serious for a second. Why are we here where we don't have cover? Why were we not just right up here where we had the ability to go, yep, I can shoot at stuff. I have my high ground. I have my cover. If we wanted to be over here to clear the angle first, we had this high ground. We had this cover. Why are we over here? There's no reason to be over here.
They hate natural cover. I believe what happened was maybe when they were younger, natural cover took their lunch money. This is what happened. I'm certain.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, we found our team. Good,
I
good.
like that. I was going to say the same thing on temporal.
Are we gonna window? Okay.
All right, I like this. Yeah.
Wish our Reinhardt would have pushed in earlier so we could heal him through the. Whoops, okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to encourage them on comms, but hey. Okay. No.
Ryan is going on a tour.
Okay, so this is an example of we could be weaving. So we just did 4 shots in a row there, and there is no 4 damage weave. There's a 3 damage weave, but I recommend most people start with a 1 damage weave, where you do 1 left click, 1 right click, 1 left click, 1 right click. That's the weave that you should sort of build as a habit, and then you can build into more advanced 2-to-1 weaves or 3-to-1 weaves. 3-to-1 can be a thing. You just went for a 4-to-1, and that is not in any way, shape, or form a thing. So like 1-to-1, you're not missing out on any time. 2-to-1, you're really not missing out on any time. You can get away to 3-to-1 and you miss out, I believe, on a little bit of right click time, but you're still trying to min max like that. 4-to-1, there's just no point. Your 4th shot is starting long into when you had the option to throw out another healing nade, and unless your Reinhardt is just not missing any health, you'll want to throw out that nade, which here you did. I know you want the lamp, but you need to keep your Reinhardt up more.
We're almost there.
Can we take our high ground? Can we?
He hates it. No. It's lava. Guys, don't listen to temporal. He's trying to kill you. The only reason you ever get on high ground is to win, and we know that's not what you want. Good times.
You have to go for offensive shots. There's your braid.
The other Anna has done a great job with anti-nading your team through 2 shields. She seems to always be anti-nading your tanks, and they get melted. Nice job, other Anna.
Yes. Let's go review the other Anna. It might be no
You're still welcome here, Darkafang. Yeah, the white. It's okay. Seriously though, I will take the Anna. Oh, too bad with the
Okay.
Lucio.
So let's just jump back to an end screen here that's on a different hero. Okay, so we really talked about 4 different heroes here, which makes sort of our takeaway points pretty hard. But if I were to say the most important takeaway point, and the takeaway point that is going to work across at least 3 of those heroes, is really going to be about the positioning, and it is going to be about the, hey, cover is your friend. Cover really is your friend. This is not your friend. Cover is your friend. It's okay for the cover to take up part of your screen. Like, it's okay. You don't have to be out here. It's okay for the cover to take up part of your screen as long as you can still see what you want. If you need to step out another step to do more, that's fine, but you don't need to be out here. That is going to be the single biggest thing for you to work on to make improvements. And on really all of the heroes you played, little less true on Lucio, but on all of the heroes you played, that is going to be something you can do. Bap's positioning looks a little different. Anna and Zen positioning is more similar to each other, but Bap, while he'll use high ground when he can, he'll sometimes instead be forced to use positioning that would be more like an Anna or a Zen. And even when Bap is using the high ground, he's still thinking about, okay, I can use this high ground to change the angle. I can use the high ground to close the angle on my opponent so they can't see me just by crouching and backing up. So that is the single biggest change. And if you were to work on, hey, this is how you want to climb with your heroes, it would be while you're playing your next 5, your next 15, whatever matches, to use like 5 to 15% of your brain power to build that habit, to actively be thinking about, I am going to make better use of cover. That would be the single biggest thing that I would have for you. After this, we can move into some hero-specific things. I don't want to overload you with things because by the time you get to working on the 4th or 5th thing, it probably won't be the most relevant thing for you to work on anymore. But let's give you one thing for every hero. So if I were to give you one thing for every hero, for Lucio would be understanding what your amps are for, understanding that, hey, you want to be on speed when your team is going into things. You want to be on speed to pull your team out of danger, not heals. Heals is not going to save them. For your Ana, it would probably be that we're really looking for those offensive nades. We are not, I repeat, not looking to go, hey, I missed a shot, so I'm going to nade someone instead. And then if we were looking at your Zen, it would probably be really making sure you get that Discord orb out there as quickly as possible. That's a really easy change. You can just slam on the button. It doesn't interfere with your aiming at all. And it will give you lots of secret SR that you won't even realize you're gaining. So those are the things that I would probably say. Oh, and then I guess we missed BAP. Well, BAP, I'm going to cheat and say BAP's positioning is a little different. You have to think about the high ground too. So we're going to go with that. So that's really too many things for you. And I don't want you to try to implement all of those at once. But if you start with the positioning and really focus like 5 to 15% of your brain power, even if that causes you to initially play a bit worse, that's okay. You want to invest in getting that skill right. And then you work your way back up from there. That's what I'd like to see. Llama, do you have any closing thoughts for our player here?
Oh man, did you hit the nail on the head with the position? Listen, he just hit it. I mean, that is your biggest takeaway. Like you're not terrible. It's the positioning. This is what I literally 10 to 15% of your brain. I like that. But I don't care if you lose for 2 weeks straight. I want people to talk about you on the internet as the healer that looks like he's humping the pillar all the time. Like, why is he next to cover? It's like he's stuck to it. This guy, and you're known all over the internet as the guy that loves the wall. You know what he also said that really stuck with me, and it's easy for you guys to digest this? Make sure natural cover is covering a little bit of your screen. Did you hear that? He said, hey, it's okay if it covers half your screen. In fact, that made me, as a higher level player, more comfortable when I see that only half of your screen is showing the people. I like natural cover near me. I want you to be comfortable with that. You need to hug it. Don't call it cover anymore. It's called 800 SR. All right? I mean, literally, he hit the nail on the head. Focus on just that, and you will climb. You will climb. Forget everything we said the whole time. Just find some natural cover for the love of God.
Okay, sounds great. So once again, everyone, this has been Angry Llama that we've been doing this with, and it's been a lot of fun. At least from my perspective, it's been a lot of fun. So I do recommend all of you check out the link in the description below that is to both his YouTube channel and his Discord. If you found that, hey, this is a funny guy, I like the comments that he makes, absolutely go give him a look. Go see if his videos are for you. Anything else, final words from you there, Llama, or shall we end it here?
I think we ended here. 4 hooves up. I love it. I love things and I love learning. So thank you. This was very good times.
Good stuff. Good stuff. In this case, Temporal and Llama out.